problem with every movement these days. It never retains its original intent, because it becomes the beast it was fighting. Because we are in a moment where you get too much power and too much media attention, and this corrupts people. It's just this way. Like it's something I learned in the music industry. I'm going to talk about the music industry in a little bit. And what I learned about the music industry is that every time I saw somebody tell me, I'm never going to get the big head, thank you so much for the opportunity, blah, 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 blah. They only need to do 10 shows and make, let's say they made 1,005 per month in their job, and they do 3 shows in 1 week, and they make 1,000. Let's say they have a cachet of 500, and they make 3 shows at 500. They do like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or maybe Friday and 2 shows Saturday, and they get 500. Now they get, in 2 days, in 48 hours, they make 1,005 that they used to make in a whole month. Some people will discover who they are at that moment. Some people, before they get any money, they don't know yet how they're gonna be. So they can pretend, I know I'm gonna be whatever. Listen, this is only when you get a money that you didn't used to get, and it doesn't need to be millions. You just need to go from making working hard in a place that you don't love, and making 1,005 per month, to making 1,000 per show. Just 1,000. You make 1,000 per show, and let's say you make 8 shows per month, maybe 10 shows per month. That's 10K all of a sudden. And not only you make 10K, but you start traveling around the world. You start traveling like crazy, and everywhere you go, girls are telling you that you are beautiful. When you were ugly a month ago, but now they all want to be with you after the show. And trust me, I've seen many people just be corrupted by just that. And people, listen, I love when people criticize African governments, and there's a lot to criticize, but I love when people pretend that, if I was, I would. Trust me, those people, some of them, they go from having nothing at all and just being there from paycheck to paycheck, and all of a sudden you have people giving you millions for this job, for that, to close your eyes on this, etc., etc. And or you have the power to just run a country of millions of people, and you can arrive with the best intentions, but power will corrupt you if you are not ready, if you don't have what it takes, if you haven't been around power enough, and you didn't have, like, little bit by little bit, and you get bigger and bigger, power will corrupt you. Some people, they don't even make money, they just become the bouncer at a club. They're at the door, and they decide who enters, who doesn't. Now they have power, and all of a sudden they change. Some will not change, they're just doing their job, but some will be like, yo, I don't like you. What? Yeah, no, you not. Like, they start becoming capricious. That's what power does. You guys don't understand. Like, I remember when I realized that I could change the lives of people. When I realized, I sign people, I take them to my label, I take them to the studio, I write songs with them, I produce some beats for them, and just because I say in the beginning of their song, Sushi Raj, all of a sudden they do shows, they make money, they make more money than they ever seen. They are famous. They travel to the West Indies, they travel to Portugal, they go to the US, they go to Africa. They don't need to work a 9-to-5 job. And this comes from me. This comes from me deciding you. And I could see that there were a lot of women who now were looking at me like, oh, he can change my life. And there were a lot of guys, they knew, damn, Kaysha can change my life. If I work with Kaysha, it's gonna change my life. And I was seeing people change all around me. And there were artists that didn't respect me before, or they didn't care about my music, or they criticized my music, whatever. But they could see all the money that was generated by all the people who had my music. And now they call me. Like, yo, hey, yo, my King. Like, King? Yo, King K. I was like, King K? Yo, man, listen, I need a beat. I want to work with you. Yo, we have to work together. Well, I would tell them, yeah, it's 5,000 for a beat. When everybody else was selling beats for 1,000 or 800, I was like, yeah, it's 5,000 for beats. Just because I know what you said before. So you're going to assume you're going to pay the full price. But when I realized that, I realized the power I had because I came from power. I came from money, and I'm not really impressed by those things. I could say to myself straight away, I have to be careful of myself. I have to be careful of not to abuse the power I have. Meaning that there's a lot of girls, they will want to use sex to get what they want. Just to walk with me, or just to have a song with me, or to be signed on my label. I have to decide right now, I'm not mixing. If I go this way, I don't do this way. If I work with you, I don't mix pleasure and work. Separate. I had to think about all these things back in 2000. I have to think right away not to end up corrupted, because I saw a lot of people get corrupted. I saw a lot of people, they used to perform to feed their families, and they went from performing to feed their families to performing to be able to fuck girls. So they would go do a show. They didn't really care about their show. What they were interested in were, who am I fucking tonight? Because there were a lot of people, they were like, please, fuck me. Take their pussy, throw at you. That's the reality of this business, where when you become popular, when you become the person that everybody's talking about, some people will be like, yeah, I want him just because of that. They don't even know you. And to me, it always felt strange. I was like, wait, but they don't know me. Like, how you love me? You don't know me. You see what I mean? And like I said, power corrupts. So you can have all the best intent with your movement, etc., but if you end up in being in this situation where if you end up being in those situations where you have some power, even if you as a person, you don't get corrupted, some people out of your camp, some people, let's say you started your movement with 100 people, right? And all of a sudden you got a lot of power. There's going to be 60 people out of your 100 people that's going to be corrupted one way or another, because they are weak, and weak minds get corrupted. Maybe they came to the movement with good intent. They were like, yo, I want to help, but now they have power. They're going to start using that power for the bad reasons. They're going to start feeding themselves. They're going to see money coming, and they're going to say, why I should buy myself a bag or a house or this or that. And this is exactly what happens in a lot of countries, in Africa. Listen, every time we have a new president in Congo, everybody's like, yeah, this time it's going to change. And it doesn't change, because all these people are not ready for all the money. So all of a sudden, they are the king of Zamunda. And yeah, it's power and money corrupt people. It is what it is. This is the way it is.